Well, yesterday's cold front bringing quite the Arctic blast to the area. Temperatures not expected to get out of the 50s today. And then we're talking about our first freeze of the season overnight into Tuesday morning. So you can see outlined in here in purple all the parishes that are expected to see those freezing temperatures, or at least the potential for them. Right now, still in the 40s across the state line in Macomb, 47. Baton Rouge warming up to 51 so far, 53 in Gonzales, 52 in Patterson. We're not going to see much more of a warm up as we make our way through the rest of today. And we are almost 20 degrees colder than the same time yesterday, 19 degrees colder than 24 hours previous here in Baton Rouge. So we flipped the script in terms of the weather temperatures from yesterday to today, and you can see how breezy the winds are as well and out of the north. So continue to pump in that dry and chilly air. 10 miles per hour sustained with gusts upwards of 20 miles per hour at Baton Rouge Metro Airport, but we've seen some gusts as high as 31 miles per hour in New Orleans. So because of how dry the air is, low humidity, and then how breezy the winds are, we've got fire spread concern for the southern half of the state. So a red flag warning has been issued for all the parishes outlined in red. In terms of an outright burn ban, that is still only for a few select parishes, including a few over in Acadiana, but none within our local area. But the fire spread concerns are very elevated for today. So try and limit any open outdoor burning that you may have planned for today. It's probably not best to even do fire pits for tonight because of how strong the winds are expected to be as we get into the evening hours. Those will start to weaken, but still may be high, elevated enough that an ember could easily carry off some of those fire pits and cause for a spread of fire if it touches any dry vegetation. You'll notice that temperatures expected to stay in the 50s this afternoon, and then we're going to drop steadily from the 40s even into the 30s as we go into the evening hours. So definitely dropping the mercury as we look towards the overnight temperatures. And yeah, we've got that light freeze potential across majority, if not all, of our viewing area going into early Tuesday. So because it's a light freeze, we're talking about people, pets, and plants. Make sure to check on those people that don't have reliable heating. Bring in any of those outdoor pets that you can, and also cover any sensitive vegetation that you want to try and save so that it doesn't have that harsh freeze burn that they can sometimes get. In terms of pipes, we're not talking about that just yet, but if you want to go ahead and wrap them, I'm certainly not going to oppose to you doing it. It's just keep in mind that unneeded at this point because we're not going to be as cold for it to occur or how long those freezing temperatures are expected to last. But definitely a chill in the air for tomorrow. Even with that low of 30, wind chill values are expected to reach down into the 20s for Baton Rouge. So definitely have the kiddos bundled up for that morning bus stop again for tomorrow. But here's the good news. Temperatures are expected to be increasing through the rest of this week as we get this polar vortex out of here. It starts to wrap back up into the Arctic, and then replacing that will be this ridge of high pressure that builds across the west, and that's going to be moving eastward as we make our way through the week. And so it's a gradual step ladder effect in terms of those warming temperatures as we head towards the upcoming weekend. Here's a look at that in terms of our high temperatures over the next 7 days. So in the 50s for today, 60s for tomorrow, and 70s by Wednesday. Yeah, the roller coaster ride is in full effect, and you can see we're going to have highs right at or near 80 degrees possibly by the time we get towards the upcoming weekend, which is above average. Average high this time of year is in the low 70s. So giving that first alert heads up for tomorrow, really more or less for the morning hours as we continue to deal with that light freeze condition. But as we get towards the afternoon, you're going to kind of say, what freeze? Because it's already going to climb into the 60s by the time we get towards the midpoint of the afternoon. Then as we look towards the rest of the week, that warming trend continues not only for daytime highs, but also for morning lows. So not quite as much chill in the air. May be able to dodge some of the need for the jackets and the coats as we get deeper into the morning starts for the upcoming work and school week. Keep things dry through the rest of this week. Maybe a next front arriving early next week, bringing a few showers back to the forecast.